Hey guys, Dave Moore here, and we're talking this episode about what to do when patients don't make their appointments. And it's one of those things that chiropractors talk about all the time, and it's a problem. You have 80, 90 people on the books, and all of a sudden 50, 60 show up. And what do you do with that 20 or 30 that didn't show up? How do you approach that? Well, in our office, we've decided to create something. First of all, first-class service is a very important part of what we do in our office. It's the number one product that we have in our office, and how we take care of people and treat people is very, very important. And our patients know that. So one of the things that happens is we have created a contract with our patients, our new patients when they come in. They'll fill out a contract and it says, if you miss your appointments 3 times without giving us a call, answering to your texts or your email, however you interact with your patients, and you don't notify us, then they're going to get charged $35. And the way that we pre-frame that is this. We would rather them take the time to make one phone call if they're not going to be sticking to their commitment for their care than our staff making 10 or 15 or 20 phone calls an evening. And if this is happening in your office, you know exactly what we're talking about. The problem is this. If I have staff on the phone making 10 or 15 phone calls at the end of a shift or at the end of the day, they're not able to be servicing the people that are in the office. And that's a problem, and we let our people know that. So because they get first-class service, they may wonder how that happens. It doesn't happen by mistake. It's because we're able to be on the floor with people, out in the waiting room, interacting, and just having our chiropractic party. If you're on the phone, that can't happen. It also costs us money. So the way we do that is I'm going to include below a PDF or a Word format of exactly what that contract looks like. And this is how we go about it. 3 strikes and you're out. The first time that this happens, we call at the end, about an hour or so after that appointment, they'll get a phone call from us. And we're going to say, hey, and we approach it this way. We say, what happened? You know, we want to come from a place of how could you possibly have missed this appointment, or something really big must have happened for you not to keep with your commitments. So if you're coming from that place and say, what happened, are you okay? And even if you leave a message and say, are you okay, please call us back, we're worried, we're concerned because you missed your commitment to us. And that's kind of the way it's got to go about. If it happens a second time, of course they get the phone call again, but we're going to send a letter. We have a letter that we send out right away and let them know that, hey, this is the commitment, this is what's happened, and we're really concerned because apparently whatever's going on in your life, the stress and whatever it is you're able to make that phone call is a big deal to us. And we want to make sure that, you know, when you're outside our door, that's what causes subluxation, the things as your body reacts to the things outside when you leave here. We only remove subluxation when you're here, but what you do from the time you leave to the time you come back will absolutely play a role into whether you hold your adjustment or you subluxate or how much you subluxate. So what happens after that is this. On that 3rd strike, we have another conversation with them. And the thing is this. We'll say, you know, we really don't want to charge you $35. And the truth of the matter is, and we've got to that point with some people, but we want to be able to see where they're at. So the conversation goes something like this. Hey, listen, you know, this is your 3rd strike. And the thing is this, I'd rather not charge you the $35, but let's have a conversation about why is it that you're unable to keep these commitments to yourself and to your health. You know, we're here to support you, but you got to meet us halfway. And our concern is, what is it that's keeping them? And then we'll say, listen, we have an option for you. The option for you is this. Instead of us charging you at this point, let's remove you from the schedule. Let's remove you to the schedule until you're able to commit to yourself. But by removing you from the schedule, this is what happens. We want you to keep to your program. Your Dr. Moore has you in at 1 time a week or once every other week or whatever it might be. But you have to make a call before you come in to make sure there's a spot for you. So have them commit to making that phone call when they come in. And then just leave it like this. Is it okay if we have permission to give you a call after 2 weeks goes by? Because we really want to make sure that you're staying healthy and you're committing to yourself. And they'll give you that permission. And what happens is you're giving them options. You're in agreement, but you're creating the parameters around that agreement. It's always about them getting healthy. It's about them keeping care. And it comes from a place of why we know it's so important that they're under care. And it creates this dialogue and these little checks and balance points and a conversation about them committing. And then we say, now that we're going to be doing this, now let's really work on what's going on in your life, because I want you to get back on the schedule. We want you to work your way back in your life so you're making better choices, that you could be on the schedule. The schedule is the reward. The chiropractic care and fully functioning is the reward. And they need to know that, and you need to know that, and your team needs to know that as well. And if you're not having those conversations in your team meetings, well, I absolutely I suggest that you do that so you're all on the same page. Team is huge. So I hope this information was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please go to the Facebook group page, get on the mastermind calls, email us, call us up, give us some suggestions or some tips, things that you're doing in your office. Love to hear what other docs do in their office. We've got some great people on board these days that have some great practices, great leaders, emerging leaders, as well as people that are rock solid, have been doing it for years. So love the process, love you guys. See you next time.